Hi, Meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's talk some mountain weather and ski conditions. And this is the final day of March. It's an important time to take a look at the snowpack because in Colorado we start to begin or engage the spring melt as we head into that second week of April. So we're getting close to that, and we've got this big spring weather pattern with high pressure for quite some time. So it seems like we're really getting into that flow pattern with warm temps here very soon. So it's an important time to take a look at this. In Colorado, the numbers for most of the winter were really lackluster. They've only recently come up thanks to the front range blizzard that we had. So you look at Wolf Creek, which is in southern Colorado, we're pushing 111% down there. That's great. The northern part of Colorado has really come up in the last month. It was pretty low most of the winter. Utah, it just was not a great winter. What are we at? 75 to 79% of median there. We really could have used a lot more snow. Jackson Hole ended up around 92%. When you look at the basin overall, the Pacific Northwest, things turned out pretty good. You can see some of the numbers up there. Southwest Montana, close to 100% up there. Idaho could have used more snow, and certainly a few areas, but that's where we stand right now. As far as the forecast goes, it's no secret if you've been keeping up on these videos that I make, that we are heading into what looks to be a full-on spring pattern here across the West. I mean, we're high and dry right now with a giant dome of high pressure, and it's going to be this way for quite some time. The weather that we did have, this final storm, is now moving up into the Northeast. They'll get one more shot of snow there in the Northeast. So the jet stream, big ridge of high pressure, is going to be settling in. The storm track, the polar jet, is going to be basically tracking, you can see it, the green up there, extreme Pacific Northwest and basically British Columbia. That's where most of the action is going to be into next week. This is by Monday. Now notice there is a dip out over the Pacific. We'll finally start to see a little bit of action return to the west, maybe mid to late next week, but until that happens, it is going to be a warm spring-like pattern with a lot of 10,000 foot temperatures pushing 40s and 50s all the way through the weekend into, well, at least the early part of next week. So we will start to melt snow at the base areas of many ski resorts into early next week. The future radar, and I'll stop this in time, there really isn't a whole lot to show unless you live up in British Columbia, Banff over towards Whistler, and then along that coastal range. This is the view right now, and this is the view we're probably going to see for quite some time, with a giant dome of high pressure across the west. It is mostly dry. There's just nothing showing up there right now. As far as precip, you can see all the action with the cloud cover on Thursday is up there in British Columbia. That's going to be the case between Thursday and Friday as well. I really just don't see much. Now across the lower 48 here, California to Utah to Colorado down into Mexico, all those temperatures again are going to start to move into the 40s and 50s at 10,000 feet. Here's Saturday, that's Saturday in the morning. Here's Sunday in the morning. Again, notice the blue, it's all up into British Columbia, and even into Monday as well. There's just not a lot of action there. Finally, a little bit of something there by Monday into the West Coast. As far as accumulation numbers go, really the only numbers that tick up are going to be up in Whistler, the coastal range, up towards the Banff area. Some of this may clip Mount Baker, but I wouldn't hold my breath for a whole lot of accumulation with the storm track, that polar jet being so far to the north. And notice down across the lower 48, I mean, I really just don't have much of anything. There's a little spot of blue over the San Juans of Colorado on Friday morning with a passing snow shower, but that's it. I'm just going to keep rolling the clock ahead. So that's Friday morning, there's Saturday morning, there's Sunday morning, and there is Monday morning. Your best shots of snow during that entire stretch are up into British Columbia. All right, we'll see what else we can do as far as updates for the rest of this week goes. There are other things I want to start focusing on as well. So stay tuned for those, but always appreciate you tuning in here. In fact, I appreciate it all season long if you've watched these videos. Take care.